Hello and welcome to episode 13 of Kerbal Speed Program. Today we're going to complete our Minmus station, but first let me show you something here. Yeah, something kind of weird is going on. I think it's still grabbing onto the asteroid, but for some reason it's separated like this. And I'm not sure what's going on. What I'm going to try to do is when I bring up the first ship, I'll dock with this, detach it, and reattach it. One of the problems may be that there's no probe on this. So I don't know, but so we'll try to fix that. If not, we'll just attach other stuff around this and have this weird floating bit. Or I'll just cart it off and send it off as debris. But anyway, let's get into the VAB. And let's start with our moon lander. Let's load that in. Let's save this as Minmus lander. I'm going to make a couple of changes just to let's see, so what do we need on this guy? He's pretty good to start with. One thing I'm going to do because of the weakened gravity on Minmus, let's go ahead and come on, 50%, 49, 49, 49.5, 50.5, come on, let's see if we get 40, okay, that did it on all three, so I'll have to try to match all three of them. That's, in fact, we can actually probably go a little bit, let's go to 40, or thereabouts. I had percent. There it is, 40%. Because we don't need that much thrust, and landing would be difficult on Minmus otherwise. I think we're good for other things. Was there anything we could add? Was there science we could add? Thermometer. Oh yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take that and move it to where we can actually grab it off of the prometer. Ooh, seismic accelerator. Okay, yes, we need one of these now. Alright, so that's a whole bunch more science we'll get each landing. Alright, so, and it has the port on the back. So we can dock with our little rock and see if we can fix that. And that'll be our station for connecting with the lander. So let's go ahead and take this guy, oops, let's get a Kerbal. Let's get a new Kerbal. Now I think everybody has done a mission now. Let's go ahead and take Bill out. Let's send Chad. Lots of courage and lots of stupidity, so he should be fun. Now let's save our new version. Back to parts. And we have lights, landing gear, lots of power. I think we're good to go. Let's go ahead and launch this sucker. Alright, Chad looks like he's ready. Turn on SAS. Let's go back up a little bit here. Throttle. I should remember the flight profile of this ship. I do not remember. Let's go ahead and go for full for a second. 3, 2, 1, lift off. Okay, I think we need it all. Yeah, about there should be good. Maybe 2/3. Let's pull that up. Let's go to the map view. And get all this stuff ready. Glamour shot. Try that. That's what I was trying to do, is get it to the side. My middle mouse button does not always cooperate. Close to staging time. Got a pretty good flight profile. Good speed. Stage that. Just throttle up. Make sure we continue accelerating. There's a pretty cool view. That might make for a nice thumbnail. Alright, 10,000. Start turning this sucker over. 200 meters per second. A nice velocity. think we had to use some of the lander fuel to get to Moon last time, so wouldn't be surprised if that's the case this time as well. Minmus is not too much farther than Moon as far as Delta V, another 60 or so. Let's see what our apoapsis is, 30,000. It's going to lean over just a little bit more. Got a nice wobbly ship here. There we go, that's going up nicely. 46, 50. Let's get this to 75. And bingo. Alright, let's set Minmus as our target. Get in orbit and adjust everything for the escape burn. Let's see, a minute 27 seconds away. The painstakingly slow process of turning it over. That's what I need to do, is put reaction wheels on the base launcher ship, so this kind of stuff goes a little bit easier, but that's getting there. Slow it down. Alright, 50 seconds. I think we can start firing a bit. Whoop. There we go. Try to keep this a little below the horizon so we don't raise our altitude too much. No, I'm just trying to click on this and keep it there. There we go. That's what I want. Okay, we can throttle up a little more here. Okay, we've staged out. Kind of lacking in thrust here, so let's... There we go, 1,600 meters per second. So we don't lose our altitude. We'll find adjustments here on the profile, since our apoapsis is behind us, but since we're close to orbit, that's not too big of a deal. Not as efficient as it could have been. Still, oh, there it comes. It's coming back to us. And we're almost at our magic 2,300 meters per second. There we go. We got 72 and 76. Okay, that will work for this goal. Okay, so let's get around to here and fix our ascending node. There we go, 0.1. 255 meters per second. Okay, that's where there's a big difference between Minmus and Moon, because it's only 60 extra to get from Moon's orbit to Minmus, but the plane change is another 250. That's pretty good. Pretty hefty amount. Okay, let's get over to there. 9 minutes away. Okay, we had to burn south, so that is this. Yes, I was going the correct way for once. One of Murphy's law of the nav ball is that you'll always start moving in the opposite direction you need to. Alright, so that's right on. Let's go ahead and get closer to our burn. There we go. About half throttle. Take a look at our ship here, pointing southward. Let that go there. Let's kill that. Go back to map view. And watch this thing flip. On its own, 0. There we go. Nice. Nicely done there, Chad. Let's see, we have 11 tons left in our mass. Alright, now we need to get the Minmus. I forget what the right angle is, but we'll figure that out. 850. And we are colliding with the moon, which is not good. Oh wow, there's a really close approach. So, let's see what this... And there's a Minmus encounter. Okay, well, we will take that. 912 meters per second. Like I said, about 60 meters per second more than going to moon. Damn, we were almost at the burn point. Alright, let's go ahead and get burning. And that already killed our stage, so we are... Whoops, I have to decouple that, leave that behind. I know we don't have much thrust because we limited the thrust. And no overheating issues. Alright, this is going to take a little while. So, what I want to do, once I get out there, is, like I said, attach different modules for a space station. So this will be the lander. We will need a fuel pod attachment system, so we can attach extra fuel. We will need the crew habitation module, which will also contain the science... I forget the name of it, science thingy that will clean out our science experiments and reset them. And I think for Minmus, that's all we need. Lander, fuel, and personnel. And then a space for a shuttle. So a total of 4 nodules. So hopefully this one, like I said, will reattach in a way that actually makes sense. Alright, let's see if we can get a good encounter. Even though this burn is a little late. That's why it's drifting off of the blue marker there. Okay, I'm going to kill that off. And let's do the rest of this by ear. Just go ahead and get on retrograde, or prograde there. Cut that off a bit. Okay, that's still fine. Just slowly approach it because we want to stay on this side. There we go. A million meters, we can boost that just a touch. Okay, so as long as we're below it, we're going slower. We have a lower energy orbit. So Minmus will pass us up, we'll be underneath, and we'll whip around in the correct direction. So let's go ahead and speed our way. And we have still plenty of fuel. Speed our way to this encounter. Yep, as we come around, we'll hit Moon. We've lost our Minmus encounter. That's troubling. We can fix that. What we want to do is just get to the apoapsis and burn parallel to Minmus's orbit, and we'll kind of catch up to it. Alright, so let's get on our prograde. And yeah, see, Minmus's velocity is 274 meters per second. We're doing 52 in relation to Kerbin, so we need to make up about 220 meters per second in that direction in our orbit. So let's go ahead and start this burn. And there's our Minmus. Or is that this time around or next time around? Oh, it's this time around, and the purple is the next time. Okay, so there we are. And now our velocity, yeah, so we still need to make up some velocity. So we can... what was our asteroid at? Out 200,000. Okay, so that's what we need to match up there. So we can easily go ahead and do that right here, and that'll give us less delta V we'll need to burn to establish our orbit. Alright, that's close enough. Alright, let's go ahead and get into this encounter. There it is. That keeps really doing weird things. Alright, so let's get into kind of a retrograde position, yep. Which is essentially still burning in the direction of Minmus's orbit. Because it's passing us up, so we're trying to actually catch up to it. And while we do so, we don't quite catch up to it, so we'll whip around in orbit. So let's go ahead and get into position. Now we can set that as our target. Come on in closer. Alright, and right there, now we can burn. Yeah, the base has a 81.7, so we gotta, yeah, get about 80 meters per second delta V to establish the orbit. And I forgot how funky that was. So, let's burn descending node out here. The farther away we are, less delta V it will take. So we need to burn northwards. 2.6. 6.3. Oh, did I do too far? Yep, I did do too far. Alright. Watch it swap. There we go. That's close enough. Alright, let's go ahead and get out there. That is 4 hours away. And just a really short burn. Overshot, but we're close enough where this isn't really going to make a lot of difference. And boy, look at this nice responsiveness on it now. I've gotten rid of, dumped all those other tanks. Alright, so let's burn that. What, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1, 0.1. Okay, that's close enough. Now we need... let's go and get on our prograde. Move up a little bit. Get up to apoapsis. And pull that up just a bit. Yeah, really that's a little low. So let's go ahead and raise it up just a touch. There we go. And now as we go down there, if we pick this intersect, add a maneuver, we need to slow down. See what kind of, let's center on Minmus. Slow down. Okay, so we're not anywhere near. Alright, let's reset this. Let's try it on this intersect. And first let's see what... what? I clicked it. Something happened, I'm not sure, so let's go and start it over again. Add maneuver. And then we want to add an orbit. Add an orbit. Add an orbit. So we need to do 3 orbits to get kind of close. So let's go ahead. And then once we are a little behind, so we need to slow down. And then we have a nice 3.9 kilometer intersect. Okay, so let's zip around 6 days. We'll let time do the work for us instead of burning fuel. 1 day. There we go. So now, this time around, three hours away from the burn. Very short burn. One hour and just a few minutes. Alright, here we are. Just the slightest burn. Alright, now we have an intersect that's pretty close. Let's go and go around to that. Alright, now we're getting close. 17 minutes away. Alright, that's close enough that we should be able to see it here in our view. 7 kilometers away. Let's do the little stuff we do with the nav ball. We want our retrograde first. Just kill off this velocity. That will give us a pretty equal orbit. Alright, so that's a pretty equal orbit. Now we can burn towards it. Alright, so that's a little slow. Let's go ahead and speed that up. Bring that sucker in. Or let it come to us. Alright, 500 meters, that's not bad at all. Let's go ahead and bring that vector closer. And then race around and cut this velocity again before it slams into us. There we go. That's something we can handle. Alright, 200 meters away. We now want to fly this from the docking port. Use RCS for all our maneuvers. And the tough part, getting to that clamp and latching on. Alright, let's move this a little closer. Within 100 meters. There we go. Alright, so there's our little thing. Is this... yeah, set that docking port as target. Alright, so RCS on. All fingers on the keyboard. Can bring that right over to there. Looks like we're fairly well aligned. Let's get into chase camera mode. So that our maneuvers match up with what our fingers are doing. So we need to kind of point this way a little bit. And slow our velocity there. But go left and up a bit. There we go, that's about right. Now cut this over, up, actually kind of down. Head towards it. There we go, there's kind of a nice profile. Actually want that just on the opposite side, so that way it'll bring us in alignment. 20 meters away. Our nice small asteroid there. Bring that in, bring that down. Slow us down a bit. I think we're pretty darn good on this. That's a pretty well crafted docking, if I do say so myself. And kiss. There we go. Perfect. That was one of the best dockings I've done. Just came right in, right to the right line. Okay, now this guy. Free pivot. And we can target center of mass. So what is this doing? This is just funky as all get out. Alright, let's lock the pivot. Let's release this asteroid. Target center of mass. Okay, now we're going to re-grab this guy. Okay, it's armed. Target center of mass. RCS on, thrust towards it. And splooch. Okay, so we are reattached. And hopefully it'll stay much more. And it's locked. No, yes, it is locked. Alright, so that is the first stage. Alright, now back to the VAB, and now we need... Okay, fuel pod. What was this? What did this consist of? Let's load this one in. Alright, so... Is this the probe? Yes, it is. Alright, so this... This isn't quite what I have in mind. I want... well... no, not quite. What I want is... okay, those are still the probes we have. So we want the fuel, but what we want on top is a grabber and a docking port, but we want a probe with that. Let's start from scratch. Because here's what I want. Let's start with our probe, so we can actually attach things to this. Okay, so what we need as part of just the attachment is some RCS, structural, need one of those, need one of these, or maybe not. Utility. Grabber. Yeah, we do want that. Okay, so that's that. Want our RCS ports. Where's our center of mass? Okay, we just need RCS ports there. Okay, so this little guy can maneuver himself around if need be. And then we dock things to it. So that's an autonomous grabber. And then for this, yeah, so that's where the fuel pod would attach. I just thought of a potentially sticky problem. I don't think we can flow fuel through the asteroid. So that is something I did not consider. Yeah, that is something I did not consider when planning these space stations. So what do I need to do there is essentially have a fuel pod sticking onto it, but then a fuel shuttle that can go to other parts attached to the asteroid and fuel up whatever is attached to those. So I need multiple connections. Alright, glad I thought of that now. Alright, so anyway, this is the basic grabber. Let's go ahead and save that. Autonomous grabber. Alright, and then... yeah, because I can start with this. Of course, we need the... nope, not the small one. That's the one we need. Need the opposite. And then for our big fuel ship, we need another probe. Actually, let's go and put a battery there. The battery there first. Yeah, lots of charge there. Then we can put the probe. And then our big fuel pod is going to have this new big tank. And then, of course, an orange tank. Alright, so in our sub-assemblies, what do we have? Launcher. Yes, we have this launcher here. But what we need is the fuel pod to be autonomous, so let's go ahead and make that what it needs to be. It only needs a poodle, if that. Its own RCS. own solar. Let's see, where are, oh, there they are, the regular panels. These are the safety panels, so that way it can get electricity even if the other panels aren't deployed. We will do 4 of those for greater power needs. Alright, so now we can fly, we have electrical charge, we have way of recharging, we have control. That's what we could have added. Let's go ahead and throw on a reaction wheel as part of this package to give us a little bit more control without the RCS. And then we need to strut this guy up. So that connection is not a weak spot on the ship. Alright, I think that's it. Now we can grab our launcher, which was made to get this thing into orbit, and which does so successfully. And then we also want, like I said, we need those fuel pods to come in. So what am I looking for? What am I looking for? I'm looking for these. Just 2. Oops, somehow I put it away while I was moving around there. Just 2 of these. And the docking ports. Alright, so nice symmetry there. So this is asteroid fuel pod 1, because we'll make bigger and better versions as we get more science and more parts unlocked. So save that. Yeah, if I can't transfer fuel through the asteroid, then what I'll do is I'll have some kind of fuel tug that can come in here and attach to here and then take the fuel to where it's needed, to whichever module is needed. Alright, now check. Staging. Alright, that gets rid of those, that gets rid of those, that gets rid of that, and then we have our main engine here. Alright, this sucker is ready to fly, I think. But we will do that in the next episode. We have taken up our time for today. So, let me pull back so you can see the glory of the fuel pod. So this has been episode 13 of Kerbal Speed Program. My name is Jim. I want to thank you for joining me. Have a great day.